Our Run and Shoot 101 series continues, now looking at 260/261, which is the mid screen, sometimes called the shovel screen. It's a little bit more of a shovel in real life, like in the play you're watching right here. This is Nate Ilawa, also known as Nasty Nate. Big running back. Gets him the ball in space and punishes teams that want to play any kind of zone coverage. It's a real basic play. It's just a middle of the field screen. It's not a slip screen where you're trying to get it out to the sideline and attack the flat. In the game, they only give you really 260. You have to flip it for it to really be 261. It's a matter of which side the play is going to. Unlike in Madden with screens, you can throw to the wide receiver routes on this. On this play, this is basically the Z read concept. So you can align like you would versus that, but most of the time you're going to be hitting it to the running back, so it shouldn't really matter which side or if you're into the boundary or not. This is what it looks like on the field. Now let's take a minute to talk about the personnel. This is the normal starter on the roster, but I mean, this guy's a pretty good build, 6'2", 235, that's great. The other two guys are kind of small, but this guy, I saw this guy and I swooned. 6'1", 252. This guy's our Nate Iloa. So I'm going to put him up, even though he's only a 50 at third down running back on the depth chart. Doesn't matter. If it works with him, it'll work with anyone. So first off the top, you can throw those routes. They are viable. All right, so cover one hole. Cover one and really man in general are going to give this play a little bit of grief. So that's going to be when you probably should be looking more to those wide receiver routes. But if you can get your running back to have a little bit of separation from the guy on him, cover one's tough because you end up with both linebackers generally staying in the vicinity and able to blow it up. This is a rare time where I was able to be a little bit more successful with it. That's kind of the high end versus cover one. Cover three match, you're going to end up with only that one defender there. You just need to wait for that lineman to get off of him. Sometimes that's an issue where the tackle gets stuck on the guard. Not the greatest, because again, you still have that hook player that's kind of just going to be sitting there waiting on what number 3 does. So he's going to kind of sit on top of it. This is not going to be where this play shines, but it can if everything kind of plays out right. So here I'm able to get that guy blocked, and then they build a nice little wall. I should have cut inside there, but you do your best that you can in the heat of the moment. Now against 3 sky, it's going to be better. And really against any kind of drop zone, it's going to be really great. I'm just waiting for him to get as open as possible and then dumping it off. You're going to have to get a feel for how long that is. The longer you can, the better. But you don't want to just drift into nowhere either. And as soon as he gets kind of clear there, I'm going to kind of lead it a little bit to the left. Just a little. And then here he goes. Just the block setting up. This play can be huge. And now if you are a guy that likes to have your 99 speed guy there, if you have a really fast running back, this can also be very viable. But then your game has to be all about elusiveness. For me, I like being a battering ram. Against palms, it's going to be kind of the same against as it was with quarters. This gets wide open. So that 3 rack in the middle kind of starts to drift back when he doesn't have anyone immediately coming down, and he gets kind of left. They're going to have to be patching some of these coverages, so that may be something that isn't as tight later on, but just something to keep in mind. Against cover 6, all going to play out pretty much the same. You just got to wait for that one white jersey to kind of get clear of him. He's got no one around him, and now he can churn and burn. Cover 9. Oh, he's kind of running right into that whole situation. You got to wait for him to clear. Got a guy coming in on me. I got to get it out. And it will be important to get in practice and just make sure you get that timing and that feel of the pocket right. Cover 2 man. Again, we were talking about earlier with man, it can kind of sometimes cause issues, especially in cover 1 because you have that other hole player over the middle. But in 2 man, you don't. Now here, look, if you look over on the left, that guy got wide open. Didn't work that time, which will happen. But it wasn't like it was way off. I think my timing was just not great. Let's see if we can get that post this time. And part of it's probably because I'm drifting so far back, which is going to hurt your accuracy a little bit. Against 3 fire zone, it's going to be even better. It's going to be a little bit shorter on the amount of time you have till you can throw. So if he gets completely hung up, you could get in trouble. But there's going to be 1 fewer guy down the field. So if he catches it, there's 1 less guy that's back there to stop you, which tends to mean you're going to get a little bit better yards after the catch. Yeah, I'm just throwing into a sea of red there. The best guy that's getting close to me is a lineman that's having to sprint me down. There's where having that 90 speed, or a really fast guy would come in handy. Again, just kind of wide open there. Pitch and catch. You team this up with 81 H replace, we went over, and streak. Those are going to give you consistent first downs over and over again. That's why I kind of wanted to start with these plays. These are some of the ones that they seem to be the most reliable, at least at this stage of the cycle. Come on, get that white jersey out of there. Yeah, I had to get it out, and I gave him as long as possible. And there's the blocks for me. I got a lineman way down the field now. 20-yard gain on a little mid-screen. Against cover 0, you can hit that little quick out over on the right, just like you would on streak. It's built in. Threw it a little late. Oh, I actually threw it to the running back. The running back is an option here too, of course. You just need to be mindful of how long he takes sometimes. Against 0, 0 could get in before he's fully available. Let's see if I can get that wide receiver this time. His icon's lit up, he's available. I should throw it already. I'm gonna hit him again though. So you can really go either way. Breaks that little tackle up a little bit, and there you go, another 20-yard gain. Gets this casino blitz where they're bringing 7 versus I have 5 blocking. I'm gonna have someone in my lap immediately. You're not gonna have time probably for that screen here, although you can try. If you do, there are gonna be even less guys in coverage, so there you go. Break it big. Now, this time it's not as clear. I gotta hit that wide receiver. Here we go. And he's wide open. Oh, he's too wide open. That's play of the day. Hey, if you've enjoyed this content, make sure you check out my Patreon. I got all sorts of guides up there. I got play call sheets. I got scheme guides that go through all the history, and people ask questions, and all sorts of stuff over there to check out. I also have a Discord server down in the description. You should check that out. We have conversations on there daily. All sorts of other content creators are on there. A lot of coaches and a lot of people really knowledgeable of ball. And just now I put up a poll of what run and shoot scheme guide you guys want first. Make your voice heard.
For democracy.